What if you had an elite SEO specialist sitting right next to you and doing the heavy lifting for you 24/7? That is exactly what Claude Cowork becomes after you watch this video. I'm breaking down my exact step-by-step stuff on how I'm using Claude Cowork to basically automate most of my SEO tasks, and this is exactly what you can do as a business owner using Claude Code to generate so much more revenue for your business through SEO. We are basically talking about shaving days off your SEO workflow and just getting things done very quickly. So you're definitely going to need to take notes on this one. So now let's head over to my computer screen and I'll show you how it's done. Claude Cowork is just magical. Since the time it has come out, I've been playing with it and it could make SEO absolutely transformational for business owners, especially local business owners who do not actually know how to do SEO. So that is where Claude Cowork could just be very magical for you. So in this video, we are going to actually use Claude Cowork together so you can see how, as an experienced SEO having 14 plus years of experience, would use Claude Cowork, and you can just replicate that and dominate your space. So let's get started. First of all, what I've done is I've installed Claude Cowork and given it the Chrome access. Now what I'm going to do is I have an Ahrefs subscription, which is an SEO tool. You can use any SEO tool, SEMrush, you could use Ubersuggest, anyone. So what I've asked Cowork to do is go to their Keywords Explorer page and then look for a keyword which is roofer New York. So for example, let's say you are a roofer in New York. So now what it did is it actually opened this all up, and it takes a bit of time to actually do everything. So I've just done it here. And then what I've asked is, okay, take average of top 5 ranking sites that are businesses like mine. So let's assume you run a business, you are a roofing contractor in New York. So now I've asked it to do competition analysis for me basically. So I've asked it to take the average of the domain rating, average referring domains, and all of that. So now it's just gone through all of that and see, okay, I can see the SERP results starting to appear, and it does all of that thing. But here it is very smartly now able to select the right business site. So if you see, if you go here, the first site ranking is Yelp. So it has very smartly not taken Yelp because it knows it's not a business site. It's a directory, which is not exactly direct competitors of ours, even though they're ranking there. So now it has taken NY Roofing. GAF.com will have to see, are they direct roofing contractors or no, but I think their name does say that. Then there is NY Roofing, their domain rating is 28 referring. So now it has taken the exact right websites and businesses that we would be going after. It has taken an average domain rating, so average referring domains calculation it has done here. So on an average, each site ranking has 54 referring domains, and let's ask it for do the same calculation but for average DR score. So for those who don't know, DR basically stands for domain rating, and it's an SEO score out of 100. So the higher a domain rating score is for a domain, the tougher it will be for us to outrank them. So what we want to see, okay, other businesses that are similar to us, what sort of domain rating and SEO score do they have? So it is including GAF Roofing and other 4 businesses. So the average comes out to be 34 domain rating. Now we can ask it to see if GAF Roofing is actually a roofing contractor or is it a directory site. So let's ask Claude Cowork, is GAF Roofing actually a roofing contractor like us, or is it like a Yelp directory? Let's see. So now again it will start the agent, and actually this will also show how exactly it does research. So now it will go here, and GF is not a roofing contractor. It has found out. So that means it will now revise the work that it has done. So the sites that it is taking now, and now it is giving you the average domain rating of 24.6 and average referring domain comes out to be 122. So now this is a good way to understand who you are up against in the niche. Obviously you can do all of this manually too, but just having Claude Cowork makes it so much easier. Now let's do one more thing. What I'm going to do is I'm going to copy the Keywords Explorer link from here, and then I'll just go into Claude Code and give it the next command, which is go to Keywords Explorer, enter roofing as the primary keyword, then open the questions section and find out 10 questions that my customers may be asking, which I should create blogs around. So this just takes out anything and everything that you need to do about keyword research. It's so straightforward. It's basically you're chatting with an AI, and instead of like just chatting with ChatGPT or Claude without the actual data, it will now use that SEO tool to go there, do that research for you. Because earlier the main problem with ChatGPT or any other AI was they did not have the right data, right? So they did not have the exact search volumes and everything. And for you to actually export all of that from any tool and then upload it there, and then for it to read, it takes a lot of manual back and forth and everything. Now with Claude Cowork, it just gets installed on your system and you can see together how it is going to do. So it does take a bit of time. So what I'll do is I may just speed this up so it looks actually better for you. So let's see how it does, and once it's completed doing that, I will bring back the video to the same speed. So, okay, so it took a few seconds and actually about 1 minute to get back to us with all of the keywords, and you can see here now it has come up with some topics like how to install metal roofing, how to cut metal roofing, how to choose a roofing style, what is TPO roofing, how much does roofing cost, how to start a roofing company. So there are a lot of questions that it has came up with. Good thing is you can now chat with Claude and actually ask it to only suggest you the keywords that make sense for your business. So I am a roofing contractor, only suggest keywords that my customers would ask before getting that service from me. I don't want any DIY kind of, because they are not really your customers for that matter. So let's do that. And what I'm also going to do is only find keywords where at least one site is ranking in top 5 with less than, let's say, DR10. And you can tell it actually. So even if you don't, like for example, I know that there is an option in the keywords explorer of lowest DR. So what I can just tell it, locate the lowest DR filter and enter DR10 in top 5 there. So let's see how it fares of doing that, because if it does that correctly, it pretty much solves all of the problems that you'd face while finding keywords. So it will just do all of this. You can imagine the kind of effect this could have is you could just have a list of all of the prompts ready, and it will just auto run. So you can give it all the steps step by step, and you can just leave it running overnight, and the next day you come back, you have the whole SEO research done for you, waiting for you just to do that. So now we'll also see how exactly it does it. So you can see here it is now loading up the browser. It actually went there in the lowest DR section. Now it will put up, it will type in DR10 here, and currently it's using the tool sending requests. Let's see how and when it does type the DR10. And you can also take screenshots here, so at all points of time it will have the data there. So it is now perfect. I can see the lowest DR filter pop up, and it's now, so it's taking a bit of time. That is the problem, but I am assuming with time it rates and it understands. So now it has put in DR10, and now I'm assuming it will obviously click the apply button, and then it will load up the things that we want it to be doing. So let's see. Now if you see from like an expert point of view, okay, you could have done this already by yourself, but that is not the plan here. The plan is here is to use this as 24/7 available virtual assistant. And one more thing is it can do multiple tasks simultaneously. So it's not that it can only run one task. So at the same time, it could be creating content for you, it could be doing keyword research for you, it could also be reaching out to a lot of sites, just extracting their email ID by visiting that site, going to their contact or about page, finding out that email address, adding that to a Google sheet. So it could do so much stuff there. Now let's see if it gets somewhere from here, because it still has to click that show result button, but how I still see DIY keywords. So let's see, now it's going to apply all of that. One challenge I'm seeing is probably because it has not clicked the show results button. I want to also try it out to see, okay, what happens if we actually click the show. Okay, so it did. I didn't do that. It on its own just did it, and it loaded up all of the right keywords. So it's very smart in that sense, just a little bit slow. I hope with the next iterations and everything it will just become really really fast as well. So now it has loaded all of the keywords in its memory, and what it's trying to do is find out this, do the second part of the job which we are given is I don't want any DIY kind of keywords, and I am a roofing contractor, so I only want to answer questions that my potential buyers will have in that journey. So that will give it exactly the kind of keywords we want to go after on the informational sides. So it has actually now found it out. What is commercial roofing? How much is a roofing square? How to choose a good commercial roofing contractor? How much is tin roofing? How to choose the right roofing? So these are all really good questions that yes, your customers may have. And now it has also given us the next 5 keywords. Is roofing felt waterproof? Is owning a roofing company profitable? So now this question, for example, may not be exactly your customer's question. So now I'll also confront that this, let's see how it reacts. This is not a question my customer would have. This is more of a business related question. So let's now it's filtering out again. Okay, so it's just doing that himself. We have not even given this prompt yet. So let's see what is roofing, how to buy. So now it has just kind of also categorize them in different category. How much is a roofing square? How much is roofing per square? Do any roofing companies offer financing? Yes, these are all very right questions. So I think it has not selected the question that we were anyways going to ask about that thing, but let's just still give it the prompt to see how it responds here. Is owning a roofing company profitable? Is not a, so let's see how it does, and then we'll also give it a quick prompt to see how it does on page SEO audit or anything for any site. So what I'm going to do is, let's do a new task and see how that performs. So I've just done a new task, and this one I'm hoping is still running. Okay, so yes, it's running. So now we'll go to new task, and let's, so I think there's some bug here, and okay, now it has loaded. So what I'm going to do is actually ask it to again go to the keywords explorer thing that we had, and I'll go ask it to again go to keywords explorer. Here I'll put it, go to keywords explorer. For the keyword, let's do the same thing, roofer New York. Let's ask it to do some research for us. Open the first site that is a business, not a directory. And I think the last time it was also taking up GAF as one of those businesses. So let's see if it does the same mistake again, or if it will, then we'll have to correct it. Open the page that is ranking. Do a quick on page SEO audit for me. Tell me 5 things that they are doing wrong that I can come in and do better on my site to outrank them. Let's see. So this is going to be like your personal SEO available. So let's see how it does. And again, what I'll do is once it starts loading, I will just pause the video, and then I'll come back once it has done the work, so we can very quickly just analyze the kind of work it has done. I don't want to take your time about, because it takes a bit of time, so that's a downside definitely. But yeah, like I said, we have to treat this more as a virtual assistant. Like you have an SEO sitting on your computer all the time, and you can just assign him tasks and then just go and do anything that you want to do. So just for context, I mean, you can just go and do anything in the meantime. So it's not like you have to just be there all the time. So you can just go and browse X, browse Instagram, whatever, and then you can come back and see, okay, Claude Code is doing my work for me. So let's see. So it has done roof for New York. Now let's see how it does. I'm not going to touch it. Let's see how it actually does this task, because it's very, very interesting having like an SEO VA all the time. So now it is scrolling down, I guess, to the section that we want to, and I think it's going to take a while. So I don't want to keep the video running. I'll just pause it and I'll be back as soon as it completes that task. Okay, so while this is performing that task, I also thought of, let's do one more task simultaneously so we can actually comprehend how well Claude Cowork works. So I'm going to click on new task, and then I've typed in this prompt. So what basically I'm asking it to do is go to Google Maps in the Chrome browser, type in the keyword roofer New York, the same thing that we're doing. And then what I want to see is I want it to analyze really well for me the sites that are the businesses that are ranking in the Google business profile section of things. So it will search on Google Map for roofer New York keyword. It will find out the top 3 ranking Google business profiles for it. Then it will find me the data for all the 3 business. So these are the data that I want. Total number of reviews it has gotten in the last 30 days. So we can understand how quickly they are getting new reviews, what are their primary and secondary categories, and list of all of the services that they have mentioned in the Google business profile. So I'm going to give this a go, and let's see how it handles multiple tasks simultaneously. So I'm sure it will ask me for access to it. So let's see, trying to open the maps.google.com. and how does it go. So I'll just keep this one running for a second, and yeah, so now it needs permission for me to navigate to this site. So anytime that you ask it to do something new for a new domain, it will ask permission from you. So I'm just going to do it, always allow actions on this site. So from next time onward, I do not need to do anything. So let's see, now it's doing this task and it's very, very fascinating, especially for an SEO like me, that the task that would take them a lot of time to do can be done very quickly now. So let's see, now it is going to type in, and mind you, at the same time, if you go to this one, it has actually already done and completed that task. So this is the benefit of it. You can do multiple tasks at the same time and each one will keep running. So now it's going to do roofer New York, and you can see it is doing that task. It's going through each, it's sending requests, and I'm sure it will expand and has found it. Okay, these are the 3 ones. Now let me update my progress and click on the first business to get detailed information. So now, yes, it will pretty much open up each business. It will get all of the data that you need to know there. So this is really fascinating. So I'll again just pause this. Actually, let's go back to the previous task while it does this. So we can take a look at how it did the last time. So just to recap, I had asked basically GPT to go and find the keyword for the keyword roofer New York in Ahrefs, see which sites are ranking, and do a quick on-page SEO audit for me. So basically the page that is ranking, I wanted it to open it, do an audit to find out what are their problems that they're not solving or where they lack with on-page SEO, and that we can come in and do on our site to make it rank better. So let's see, 5 things they are doing wrong. So now it has basically found out what things that they're not doing. So target keyword is not in title or H1. So their title is roofer Brooklyn, not roofer New York. So they went to this site, nyroofing.com, and surprisingly, they're not even using that main keyword in their title or H1, which is a massive opportunity. So this, I mean, yeah, you can do all of this task manually, like you need an SEO to do all of these tasks manually. But now as a business owner, you can just do all of this through Claude Cowork, and you can have an understanding of, okay, what are the things that your competitors are doing right, what are the things that they're doing wrong, so you can do better than them. So on that page, it has found this out. Now next thing it has found out, okay, it has 7 H1 tags on that page. So let's actually verify that. Let's see if what it is saying is right, and it is right. So it was able to determine it has 7 H1 headings on that page. Okay, wow, this is brilliant. It's getting me really excited. Now it's also showing the content is very thin, and the page load time is also very slow for that. It took it like 4.5 seconds to load it. It just has 438 words on the page. So then again, there is a massive opportunity that you can come up with your website that has the right H1s, that loads fast, that has more content on the page. Just one H1 is there, and that H1 contains roofer New York keyword. Then the next thing, 30% of the images do not even have alt text for that matter. So again, a good opportunity there. And there's no OG image and weak signal. So they do not have like an open graph image for social sharing. So what it means is, when you paste that link into any social media, it shows a preview, right? That preview thing is missing on their website. And it has also given you bonus weaknesses to exploit, which is schema markup is also very basic. They only have local business schema, so you can kind of include different kind of schemas on your website, which is service schema, review schema, all of that. And it is saying that the content is heavily focused on Brooklyn. So even though they're ranking really well for New York, their content specifically talks more about Brooklyn. So yes, that is one thing. And there's no video content on the page either, so again that gives you a lot more understanding of how you can go after that. So this is really good, that just you had to type in a prompt. Now Claude Code goes, and even so, for example, even if you do not have HRS for that matter, you could have just asked it to go to Google, do a search for roofer New York. So generally for any service business, it's service plus the location, right? So if you are a plumber, it would be plumber plus New York, plumber plus Austin, whatever it is. So service plus keyword is what mostly your audience would be searching for to find you for your services. And you just tell Google that go look at this keyword, find the top 5-6 sites that are very similar to me, that are businesses, do an on-page SEO audit on them and find out what they're doing right, what they're doing wrong. And then at the same time, you can also give it your site, right? Just go onto this site, on my site, do an audit for me. So let's actually do that. What I'm going to do is, let's assume there is one of the site that is ours. So for example, let's say this one is us, Greg the roofer. So let's do this now, and I've just randomly taken a site. This is my site. Now do the same on-page SEO audit for me. Tell me 5 things I'm doing right, 5 things I'm doing wrong, and then give me a checklist of things to improve ASAP. So again, now it will start running. It will do the same process again. It will go to this particular site. Probably it could also again ask you for like access to go to that site. So let's see if it does, or if it does not, if it starts on its own. And okay, yeah, you can see now it asked for, so allow all actions on this site, and we'll just start loading the site and doing all of the magic again. Then let's go here, research top roofers. Okay, so the last thing we were doing, it has already done all of that and it is there. So let's see. First business is Goldenberg Roofing. Their total reviews is 66, rating is 4.8. These are their categories and same. So let's actually ask it to create a table for me with all this data, so that we do not have to go back and forth to read all of this. I'm sure it will just do it very quickly, because I don't think it necessarily needs to go to the site to Google Maps again. It will just put in the table here. So yeah, it is using some sort of writing tool to put this together. Let's see how it fares up. And in the meantime, let's check this one out. It's working on that, sending all of the requests. So this is brilliant. So it's like if you just batch 3-4 tasks together on Claude Code, it's like 4 SEOs working for you 24/7. I mean, which is mind blowing in any ways. So let's see how this does. And it's putting together a table for me. Similarly, now this is going through, and it has seen the site so far and it's working on it. So it's executing now JavaScript in order to find out the SEO audit things that we had told it to go. And it's fun going back and forth between the tasks, but this should not take it this long in general, but it is. So I'll just again pause this and come back to it as soon as it's done. Okay, it's actually done. So I can see from the left panel that NY roofing. So it's actually doing the same task again, which it should not be doing. It should just present the data in that format. That is why it is taking so much of time. And it's for some reason asking me to sign. I don't know what has happened there. I'll just cancel this for a second and let's see. So I'll just pause this again here and come back to it once it's done. Also, while Claude is still working on all of that data, I thought of one more task. So I'm going to give this the task here. Basically, what we want to do is ask Claude to go to Google Maps again, find out the top 3 ranking businesses for, let's say, Roofer New York, and see what kind of Google business profile posts they are doing, so the update posts that they do, and based on that look at it for top 3, find out what they're doing right, and then put together 5 Google business profile posts for my business, which is Greg the Roofer. So let's do that. Go to Google Maps in Chrome, do the search for Roofer New York, find the 3 top businesses ranking, look at their Google business profile posts, analyze them, and then come up with 5 Google business profile posts for my business, which is gregtheroofer.com. So it's basically just going to do all of it's going to give you 5 really nice optimized posts. So I'm going to let this run as well simultaneously. So now we have 3 tasks running, and I think this dot actually shows you if the task is running or has it been completed. So this one seems to be completed, or maybe not, it's still going on actually. So let's look at this here. Yeah, it is completed now. So you can see here is all of the data. So Goldenberg Roofing New York, they have a rating of 4 and 4.8. Their total reviews is 66. Their reviews in the last 30 days is just 5. Primary categories roofing contractor, secondary categories are this, and so it has done this for all of them. So one thing I'm seeing is reviews in the last 30 days are not a lot for all of these businesses. So this one has about 5. So it just says multiple recent. I don't know exactly what that means, so we'll have to see. And I'm just going to ask it, what does multiple recent reviews mean? Give me the number of reviews each one has gotten in the last 30 days. So again, now it will start the agent, it will do all of the requests and everything. So one thing is there that yes, it could take up a bit of time. So what we can do is put together a long list of prompts step by step and just give it at once, right? Then it will keep doing and keep repeating the task on its own, and pretty much by the time it will be done, you will have very refined data to take a look at. So let's see here if it has actually done anything. So okay, so now we'll have to kind of be done here for this video because it says I've hit my limit. So okay, that is also a challenge basically, that you cannot do a lot of work. Probably you need a higher plan. I'm on the pro plan, so I guess I would have to maybe go to the max plan or something. But yeah, it's still like $200 if I'm not wrong. I mean, I don't exactly know the current pricing. Let's check it out actually, what is the pricing for Claude. And if we go here, I was on the pro plan so far, so max is $100 a month, which is 5x to 20x more users. So actually you can depend, I guess the $200 plan had like 20x usage and all of that. So I think with time, I'm sure the rates and everything would also go down quite a bit. But from the task that it has already done for us, this should be really good for any business owner who's looking to actually get started with Claude. So one thing is, yes, the limits are not very high. So that is something you have to be wary of. You have to keep that in mind, that yeah, you'll have to very diligently use it. I don't know how they're kind of collecting or using the limits right now, but yeah, maybe if we give longer prompts and it does all of that in one sitting, I mean, it could maybe use less credits. But yeah, I mean, all in all, so far I've had real fun actually using this and seeing how it performs all of the tasks. So yeah, maybe go for the bigger plan, the $100 $200 plan, and which I'll be upgrading anyways, and then have multiple SEOs working on your project at all times. And it will not only just do keyword research for you, on page analysis, backlinks analysis, Google business profile analysis. I'm sure it can very easily go in and actually get those things live for you as well. So if you decide based on data that your primary category should be something, you can just tell it to go to business.google.com/locations and find out your business, obviously you have to be logged into that Google account and then set the correct primary category and all of that. It can also reply to your reviews really well. So the thing is, yes, all of this could have been done by ChatGPT or Claude even itself, but the thing is, for that you had to do a lot of manual back and forth, right? You have to copy that reply and then put it into ChatGPT to generate a response, then copy back and paste and all of that. And let's say you have 50 reviews to reply to. That's a lot of work still, even if the content is being generated there. What this will do is it will just take away all of that task from you. It will keep doing all of this back and forth and keep replying to reviews. So this is a really good VA, and these are just the things that it can do with SEO. I mean, there's so much more marketing related stuff that it can do on your website. It can basically be your spy that goes to your competitor site, competitor's Google business profile on a daily basis, basically sees and gets you what are they up to now, what are the things that they're doing new, where you are lacking and all of that. So it could be a 24/7 spy for you, for that matter. Yes, it would definitely need a bigger plan. So in the next one, what I'll do is I'll get the bigger plan and then we'll do a more thorough testing. But yeah, that's about it for this one. If you like the video, click on the subscribe button, hit the like button as well, and drop in any questions you have. I read through all of the comments and reply to them, so make sure you do that, and see you in the next one. I come up with a lot of these videos all the time. And if you want to work with us, I do SEO myself. I am an SEO expert with 14 years of experience. I have given TED Talks on SEO. I was ranked also #1 SEO globally by Favicon. So yeah, I know a thing about SEO. If you want to work with us, if you want us to take care of all of these headaches for you and actually get you ranked, feel free to drop in at Alventra Marketing, click on the Get Started button, and let's go from there. See you in the next one. 30,000 people found this business on Google last month organically, 0 paid ads. And in this video, I'm going to show you the exact AI Claude cowork workflow that made it happen, step by step. Comment prompt below if you want the whole stack of prompts to be sent to you. Now let's get into the video. So this auto garage shop that we are working with, as you can see, gets a lot of organic search traffic. This software is called Google Search Console. It only records traffic coming from organic search. As you can see, this business gets about 1,000 clicks per day to their website, and we use Claude cowork extensively to make them rank #1 for all of their keywords, and they get, like I said, about 1,000 clicks per day. So today in this video, I'll be dissecting all of the prompts that we use using Claude cowork. We are able to rank them so highly and get so much organic search traffic to their business. So let's get into it. When we use AI is we just ask it for generic SEO advice, that okay, what would you do in case of a local business? But now with the help of this particular prompt, and it's a very detailed prompt, just filling out this prompt also take you 5 to 10 minutes. You have to give all of the information about your business here, like which service you do, what is your primary service, what market you are in, what are all the other services that you do, what are your service areas, what keywords do you want to rank for, what is your current GBP stats, what are your competitors, what you have already tried. So there's a lot of stuff that you need to fill out. So it will take some of your time, like I said, to fill out all of these details to give it. But what you are doing with the help of this particular prompt is you are building a huge brain inside Claude cowork. Claude is just trained on your business. So now from here onwards, any chatting that we are going to do with Claude cowork is particularly about your business, and Claude cowork becomes like an SEO consultant for, let's say, XYZ roofing. If that's your business, now it's an in-house team for XYZ roofing. And that's a huge difference between just asking ChatGPT for generic SEO advice versus Claude cowork coming into your business as one of the SEO consultant, in-house SEO consultant for your business. So I have taken a lot of time in creating this prompt, but use it very diligently. Give it all of the information as detailed as you can. Even if it takes extra 5-10 minutes, do it on a Sunday, prepare everything that it requires and give it to it. Now I have broken all of the prompts into a few parts. The first part is mostly Google Business Profile, because 70 to 80% of your results would come from Google Business Profile. A lot of calls and leads would come from there. And then the other part is also on the website front of it. So this is the part 2 of the website. So I have covered a lot of the prompts of the Google Business Profile in other parts. I want to start with a couple of them from the website front now, because I've shown you the website results first. So let's assume you want to do a keyword gap audit. Now here, what would happen is you'd give Claude or any AI your website and say, just do a keyword gap audit for me. But But the difference here, how you can make the data really accurate, is you also give Claude Cowork an access to a tool like SEMrush or an Ahrefs. So you just go and create maybe a trial account on SEMrush or Ahrefs and just log into that account on your Chrome browser, and then you give this prompt to Claude Cowork and you ask it that open Chrome and log into SEMrush. Either you can keep your account logged into SEMrush, or you can give the login credentials also to Claude Cowork that use this login credentials, and then you tell them your top 3 competitor domains. So now this is almost as good as me working for you or as an senior SEO consultant. Like, I have 14 years of SEO experience, right? Now Claude Cowork would work exactly like me doing this exercise for you. So this is not generic advice, generic SEO advice being executed. It is going to look like and work like an real SEO expert. It will open SEMrush or an Ahrefs or an SEO tool. It will look up your top 2-3 competitors, and you can see that it will filter the results to find for what keywords your competitors are ranking between position 1 to 20, but we don't rank for it. So you have to see how diligently this prompt is making Claude Cowork work. And I'm very excited as I'm going through all of this, is they are ranking between 1 to 20, but we are not ranking for those keywords. That means we are lagging behind for those keywords, and these keywords we are asking at least it should contain keywords like near me, emergency, best, local, all of that. So what it is doing is it is including all of the local variations of the keywords, so that we know that for a fact these keywords would bring you in local calls and leads, because we don't just want to blindly go over only informative keywords, right? When you do this exercise, and as an SEO, when I do this exercise, I see a lot of our competitors rank for many informative keywords in general. This prompt also does is it eliminates many of those keywords as well. So this is where this prompt comes into picture. So it will do all of that, and it will output it as a spreadsheet sorted by opportunity score. So now it will give you, okay, these are the keywords that we should go after by an opportunity score, where we should go first for this one, this one, and this one. So these are the ones that you should create pages first. Similarly, the next one is doing a money page audit. So what it does is it will open Google Search Console. So I'm assuming you have Google Search Console set up for your website. If not, it is very easy to set up. What Google Search Console does is it shows you what all keywords your website ranks for in Google Search. It was the same platform I showed you earlier, and it will filter the data for the last 3 months and export all queries. And using this prompt, Claude Cowork would identify what are the pages that are ranking in the position 4. But the problem is, for the pages that are ranking between position 4 to 15, they would not get you any clicks yet, because you'll only get clicks when you move into the position top 3, right? So they are sitting there as a gold mine, but they're still not being utilized, because we just need to get them into top 3 for it to start generating more calls, more leads, more everything. So now what it will do is it will build you a priority action list and a quick wins for each of these pages. It will go to those pages and we'll see what is it that we can do on these pages to make sure we can push them from in the position 4 to 15 to now get them to top 3. So for example, if you're ranking in top 3 for 10 keywords, and if you're ranking position 4 to 10 for 70 keywords, if even 30 of these keywords move from 4 to 10 to top 3, already you will see almost a thrice increase in the amount of visitors landing on your website, the leads, your revenue, all of that could just triple in the terms of where you are and to where you can be. So that is what I explain to a lot of business owners who come to us to help them with SEO, that they don't realize what sort of a gold mine they're sitting on with their SEO, with so many pages just languishing between the position 4 to 10 and 4 to 15, but just pushing them, just improving upon those pages. And this is where this Claude prompt comes in really handy, because it will do all of that exercise for you. It will find out why we are not ranking, what are the issues that are there on the page, what are some quick wins that we can go after, and those quick wins you can basically implement. You can give it to your team, the content team, or you can reach out to us and we can execute all of this campaign for you if you do not want to do it yourself. We have been able to take businesses from literally $0 to $2 million in revenue within 11 months. You can check out my X profile, x.com/bloggerservesh, and you can go to the highlights tab to check all of the case studies that we have done, and we have been able to get so much better revenue. And if you want to talk to us, the link is in the description. It's called alventramarketing.com. But you don't even need us for that matter. You can execute all of this. All it would take is a bit of time from you or your team to actually use Claude Cowork, execute on these prompts, and just go one by one, look at each page, give back that page to Claude Cowork with this prompt and ask it for what are some of the quick wins that we can do. Now, these are some of the stuff that you can do on the website front. Similarly, there are so many prompts that are there on the Google Business Profile front, especially the one that would give you the most and the quickest ROI is doing a category audit. So the one of the most important ranking factor is what is your primary category and what is your secondary category compared to the businesses that are ranking top 3 in your area. So generally business owners would take a guess on, okay, if I'm a roofer, the closest category to me it seems like this one, so I'll just pick this one. This is where we fault the most because we are taking an educated guess. What this prompt and Claude cowork does is it takes that guess out of the picture. It will just go and look at the accurate data that is there based on this prompt. We are asking Chrome to open Google Maps, and for the keyword that we have given them, it will scrape the top 3-4 ranking Google business profile, your competitors. What are the primary category that they have selected? What are the secondary category they have selected? Then it analyzes all of that data, and then it clearly tells you that you have to select this particular primary category as the primary category for your Google business profile, and all of these secondary categories should also be there on your Google business profile. So now you have an exact list as far as just asking Claude cowork to go and execute this for you. So it will open your Google business profile. You need to be logged into that Google account, and it will open that Google business profile for you. It will select that primary category. It will hit save that primary category. It will add all of the secondary categories for you as well. So that is where this prompt and Claude cowork can just work, like I said, as an SEO consultant with maybe 14 years 15 years of SEO experience like me, and it will actually go ahead and execute all of that. Having said that, since it's an AI, I'd always say work with caution, just keep an eye on what it is doing. But the prompts that I've created are very, very detailed and very thorough, so chances of it faltering is very, very less. But primary and secondary keyword, this would give you the most and the quickest ROI. By the way, a shameless plug is check out my TED talk. The link is there within the article, and you can also just Google search Sarvesh Srivastava TED talk. I talked about how SEO has transformed my life, and so it's a bit of a shameless plug, but do check it out. Another thing that's going to really help you is taking a look at the attributes that your competitors have. So when I say attributes, things like 24/7 availability, appointment, wheelchair accessible or not, all of this. So what Claude cowork would do is it will scrape all of the top ranking business profiles and tell you these are the attributes that your competitors have mentioned that is missing from our Google business profile, and then you select, okay, these are the ones that are applicable to us. So for example, if our business is wheelchair accessible and we have not yet marked it onto a Google business profile, Claude can go ahead and add that as an attribute. Even things like veteran owned. Now veteran owned is something that is not applicable for everyone, but if it is applicable in our case and a competitor has marked it, then we should also 100% mark it. It will do all of that exercise for you, and it will actually tell you. Similarly, there is competitor review tier down. This article is 20 such prompts, and if you just execute on this, it will make your SEO magically good. If you do not have the time to actually execute on all of this, like I said, just open alventramarketing.com, book a call with us, click on the get started button, and we'll help you out from there. Anyway, if you got some value from this one, hit the like button. It really helps the channel grow. Drop a comment below with any of your questions. I read each comment and try and reply to each one of your questions with a very detailed answer. So make sure you drop your questions in the comments below. And subscribe if you want more AI and SEO related content every week. By the way, we took one business from $0 to $1.7 million in revenue just through SEO in 11 months. If you want results like that for your business, link to book a call with us at Alventra Marketing is in the description. See you in the next one. If you are still doing link building the old way, stop. I am going to show you how to take your biggest competitors' backlink and copy them just with the help of Claude cowork and Ahrefs. Comment prompts if you want the exact prompts that I'm going to use in this video. Now let's jump into it. Backlinks are one of the most important parts of SEO. If you are a business owner, I'm sure you have come across your competitors who have a lot of backlinks, and you always wonder, how do I actually get good results? So for example, this is one of our clients who went from literally zero organic search revenue to $2.8 million in revenue coming in from SEO, 1,000 clicks per day. This is another business, HVAC contractor that we work with, and they went from 140 calls in November to 315 calls in January. We were able to triple the amount of organic leads coming in and the business coming in. And for both of these businesses, backlinks played a very, very critical role. So today in this video, I will show you A, how to analyze how many high quality backlinks did they have or any of your competitors have, and B, how to very smartly use Claude cowork to kind of steal those backlinks to understand what is it that you need to do in order to dominate that market. So let's take one of the keywords, for example, like roof replacement Austin. So we know if you are a roofer, for example, roof replacement is one of the keywords that will make you a lot of money. It's a high ticket item, and I've just taken randomly Austin as an example. This software, before we jump into it, is called Ahrefs. It's basically one of the gold standards in SEO software. So you would require one of the three top SEO software, whether it be Ahrefs or Semrush. And what these softwares tell you is everything that you know about from an SEO perspective, like what is the search volume, how difficult it would be to rank for those keywords, what are the keywords, what are the sites that are ranking for that keyword. So this metric that you see here, this is called domain rating. Stands for DR. Domain rating, in short, if you have to understand, it's basically an SEO score of the website out of 100. So this is what is called domain rating. These are two metrics, DR and UR. DR stands for domain rating. Like I said, it's an SEO score out of 100. So the top two sites that are ranking for roof replacement Austin, one is Reddit and one is Yelp. So we have to kind of ignore these two for a second, because Reddit is a forum for that matter. So they are not exactly like a direct competitor of ours. They are a different intent based site. So Google is ranking Reddit for diversity in the search results. So Reddit would not be a direct competitor. Similarly, Yelp is more of a directory listing. In our case, if you are a local business, so let's say you run a roofing company. If you're running a roofing company, you'd be one of these players, right? Like Austin Longhorn Roofing.com, Transcendent Roofing, Jamar Roofing, and things like that. These, you would be a roofing company, and so your competitors would be one of these guys, right? So this is the authority score: 17, 18, 30, 33, 20. This is what you are up against. And generally, if you are a new business, let's assume you've just started with the SEO, your domain rating score would start from 0. So your domain rating SEO score is 0, and you're competing against a site that has an SEO score of 18 or 30 or 33. So that is a gap that you need to bridge. From Google's perspective, that is the authority gap that is there. And when you bridge that gap and you are also in the authority range of 18, 20, 30, that is when Google starts to treat you more seriously, and then you start also ranking for these keywords. So basically what I'm trying to convey is you cannot rank here with a domain rating 0 score. You have to ignore UR score for a second. UR score is basically just for that URL. DR score is for the whole domain. The whole domain's authority is what matters the most. Now we need to take a look at the backlinks and everything that I was talking about. So for Austin Longhorn Roofing, what I'm going to do is I'll manually show you the exercise that I do, and then we'll very smartly use Claude cowork to do all of that exercise for us and present all of that information in a very nice report, so that it saves you a lot of time and efforts that you were anyways going to do. So I have just opened both of these backlinks. Now if you look at just at this particular table, you'll think, okay, Austin Longhorn Roofing has 257 backlinks and Transcendent Roofing has 146 backlinks. That is a lot of backlinks, right? It will feel to you that, okay, how do I get 250 backlinks or 150 backlinks? I don't know even how to get one backlink, right? That is what, as a business owner, because you're not actively working into SEO, you'll think. I want to break that myth here, that even though Ahrefs or any third-party metric or any third-party tool says they have 250 links, that's not the reality, because from one site generally they get a lot of links, right? So for example, if a site is linking out from one of their footers or sidebar, they get a link from all of their pages, and those links do not carry equal weightage. So one link from one domain has the highest weightage, and then if you keep getting links from the same site multiple times over, the value decreases significantly. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to apply a few filters, and these are the same filters you have to apply yourself, or you can use Claude as well. I put together the whole prompt as well that you can use, but we'll come to it in a second. So first, what we want to only look at the links that are do follow. So there is do follow and there is no follow links. Do follow links are the site that is linking using do follow criteria, is telling Google that go give credit for this link to this site. Basically it's like them telling Google that I trust this site, so give it the vote of confidence. If it's a no follow link, the website which is linking to us from that link is not giving us the vote of confidence. It's saying I'm linking out to them, but I'm not sure who they are. So all the SEO magic happens only with the do follow links. So I will apply that filter, and then one link per domain. These two filters, the moment you apply, this is the high quality links, or 66 is the total number of unique links that we are up against. And then this best links criteria is also something that is very, very important. So the link that I call as the high quality link must have these two criteria of the link that is referring to us, their SEO score of the site that is linking out to us must be at least 40 and above, and the site itself must get 2000 traffic, monthly organic search traffic from Google. If these two criteria are met, and if I apply that filter, you will see there's just one link. So very high quality link is only one that Austin Longhorn Roofing has, but in general all the links that I do follow that is coming to the site, so 66 referring domains is what they have. So in all scenario, one high quality link and total 6 referring domains, but they're nowhere close to 250 links that we were initially seeing. Very similar situation would be with Transcendent Roofing as well. So let's just do that exercise once more. 151 backlinks we started with. Just do follow filter brought it down to 72, and now one link per domain filter brought down to 57. And if I do the best links filter, that turned out to be just one again. So coincidentally, even they have just one link. So now the thing is, as a business owner, you do not have the time or the bandwidth to actually do this. So one way is you can go ahead and hire us at alventramarketing.com. The link would be in the description to book a call with us. You can come here, click on the get started button, look at all of the results, testimonials, everything that is there on our website, and book a call with us. Let us handle all of your SEO and we'll be getting you results like these. But that's one way. The other way is I'm just giving you away all of the prompts and everything, and you can do it yourself using nothing but just Claude cowork. So what this prompt is going to do is it makes your Claude cowork act as a very, very senior SEO analyst, but it would need an Ahrefs subscription or a SEMrush subscription. Otherwise it will just hallucinate and it will make data up. So what we are going to do, and I'm going to explain to you what it is going, is it will open Ahrefs keyword explorer exactly like what we did, and it will look for the keyword, and here you have to enter your keyword, which is roof replacement Austin. So just replace it with your keyword. If you're a local service business, generally it would be service name plus the location. So don't add near me term to it because Google already picks it from the location modifier. So you add service plus location. So if you're plumber in New York, just add plumber New York. That would be your main keyword. So when someone searches for plumber near me and they're based in New York, Google already matches those two modifiers and shows them the right businesses and the right pages. So you do not need to forcefully have plumber near me in your pages anymore. So replace this keyword thing with the keyword that you want to rank for, and then what your domain is, make sure to include that here, because what we don't want is Claude cowork to do all the analysis on your domain initially. We want to look at the competitors first, and then we want it to come up with a list of all of the backlinks that they have, how many links they have, all of that information, so we are able to actually make informed call on what is it the competition that we are up against and how do we actually beat them. So I don't want to get into a lot of details into how it is, but let's look at the final report. So you have to basically copy all of this, go to Claude here. So in Claude cowork, what I've done is I've given all of this information. As you can see, I have put in the keyword and all of everything that I've showed you, and then went ahead and did all of the exercise for me. It actually opened Chrome and went to Ahrefs and grabbed all of the information. Then it presented all of that information into an MD file. So what I actually asked it to generate a premium looking PDF report so that it's easier for us to actually understand that data and make sense of that data. So here is that data in a very nice looking PDF report. Let's go over that report real quick. So you see, just it has put together all of the sites that are ranking in a tabular format as well. So just as a business owner, you do not need to actually even log into Ahrefs for that matter. You just give everything to Claude, all of the logins and everything, and it will do all of that stuff for you and put together everything in this data format. Then it is actually showing you what are the 5 ranking pages, how many referring domains they have, how many links in which DR tiers they have. For example, Austin Longhorn Roofing, they have DR 70 plus 5 links, DR 50 to 69 range, 13 links, and so on. A lot of their links have really high spam score, and so a lot of PBNs they are using. So just this analysis would take at least one day for an experienced SEO even like me to do all of this exercise, which can be done by like in 15-20 minutes by Claude cowork on its own, and will present to you with all of this information. So you can now send this report to your marketing team. For example, if you have have, or your SEO team, that okay, this is all of the information that we have done the research. Now we want to get these links, and so it is also pulling in a red flag that are they using paid links, PBNs, what exactly are they using. So now from there it aggregated the metrics and is telling you what is it that we may require. So here you can see what is our target. So our target to rank in top 5, we need in DR 70 plus we need 5 to 6 links, in DR 50 60 we need 8 to 10 links overall to the domain. That is what it is talking about. So just to do this math and to get all of that data together, like I said, it would take at least a day for someone to continuously do all of the research exercise, put all of that together, which was done by Claude through my prompt in just like 15 minutes. And by the way, I'm giving away this prompt, so just comment prompt and you'll get all of this for free, and this will then generate all of this report and everything. And then it is also giving you a list of all of the link opportunity itself, so which is why I was saying that you can basically steal those links. So the next step would be you can simply email these sites, or you can get your team to email these sites and basically ask for that, okay, you are linking out to XYZ site, XYZ of the competitor, can you also link out to us? What would be the charges for it? And because they are linking out to one of your competitors, there's a very high chance that they would be ready to link out to you as well in exchange for money, most probably. And that is how you basically steal their links, because these are the links that are powering the ranking for your competitors. There's a very good chance that if you acquire these links as well, you would be also able to rank. But one thing you have to keep in mind, that they may be ranking through just spam links. So if most of their links are spam, you have to be very cautious there in order to what you are doing. And that is why just blindly trusting Claude Cowork with what analysis it is doing is not the right way. And that is where someone like us come into picture, where we have the experience to just look at a site and tell you that it is whether it's a PBN, is it a link farm. So it's always risky to just do everything yourself, but Claude would give you all of that information to make an informed call. But just through this prompt, it will reduce all of the work that would take maybe days or weeks for a senior SEO to actually put together, and then you can send this to your team to actually act upon it. So yes, that's about it for this video. This is how you reach out to all of the sites that are linking to your competitors and steal all of their links. Let me know if there are any questions. Anyway, if you got some value from this one, hit the like button. It really helps the channel grow. Drop a comment below with any of your questions. I read each comment and try and reply to each one of your questions with a very detailed answer. So make sure you drop your questions in the comments below. And subscribe if you want more AI and SEO related content every week. By the way, we took one business from 0 to $1.7 million in revenue just through SEO in 11 months. If you want results like that for your business, link to book a call with us at Alventra Marketing is in the description. See you in the next one. What if you had an SEO expert working for you 24/7, never sleeping, never sending you an invoice? That's Claude Cowork, my personal chief of SEO. I have built 20 prompts that run my entire SEO operation. The same system that took a local business from 0 to $1.7 million in revenue in 11 months. Comment prompt and I'll send you the whole prompt stack for free. Now let's get into the video. So I have been using Claude Cowork as literally my chief of SEO. I've been using this Claude Cowork 20 prompt system, and it has basically transformed Claude Cowork as one of my really experienced and, as I said, chief of SEO. And this 20 prompt system has been just amazing. If you don't know what Claude Cowork is, it's basically a competitor to ChatGPT. The major difference is that Claude Cowork can actually go ahead and execute things for you. So like it can open Chrome and it can go things for you. So we have prompts here that start with things like open Chrome and go to Google Maps. So it can actually go ahead and do those things for you, like I said. So we'll go into all of the details, but this article as written, it starts with that Claude Cowork is my chief of SEO, and this is the same prompt system that has been able to get us results like this. This business went from literally 0 to $1.7 million in revenue through local SEO. I'm not holding anything back, and I'm just giving away the whole system in terms of prompts here. So let's look at some of those prompts, and I'll give away all of the prompts for free, like I said. But before we jump into anything, what we are trying to do here now is create an SEO brain inside of our Claude. So what this particular prompt is doing, and it will take a few minutes of yours to fill in this prompt properly, but what it will do is it will give Claude Cowork the full context around your business, like what you do, what services you provide, where exactly you are based, what competitors you are up against, what is your USP, what categories, secondary categories. Claude Cowork will have the context about everything that you do. It basically starts starts becoming like a personalized SEO for you, having someone like me 14 years of SEO experience rather than just a normal chatbot, ChatGPT, and giving generic SEO advices. This itself is such a huge transformation in terms of the SEO execution that Claude Cowork will do. So take your time, and all of these boxes that are there, you need to fill in. You can delete some parts of it if it is not relevant, but try to fill in as much as information as you realistically can. The more information you give to Claude Cowork for it, the more it will be better for you, and it will create a brain. And you just need to do this once inside your Claude Cowork. Once you have the brain built, in the same chat you can continue conversing with Claude Cowork, and it will keep doing the work for you. You do not need to keep giving it the whole context again and again, and just give it the whole context once, and that's all you need to do. Now you also need to give Claude access to your SEO tools. Now this is again where it differentiates from another tools like ChatGPT and everything, where you have to manually download all of that data. For example, you are using something like Semrush or Ahrefs, which are the gold standard in SEO tools. So what you have to do is you have to manually actually use those tools, export that data, and give it to ChatGPT from Ahrefs or from Semrush, and then it will do all of the analysis for you. Here the major difference is you can simply log into your tool of choice, if it is Ahrefs or Semrush, and you can tell Claude Cowork that open Chrome and go to ahrefs.com or go to semrush.com, and it will do all of that activity for you. So it can go and do keyword research for you. So the very first prompt that we use is doing GBP category audit. We know how important Google Business Profile is in general for rankings and leads for a local business, right? But we still see generally a lot of businesses that come to us, their primary category is not optimized. They have selected primary category based on a hunch that, okay, because this is a service I provide and this is the nearest category to what I believe what we do, and they just select the nearest category based off that. This prompt here tells Claude to open Chrome and go to Google Map, and then it searches for the service that you provide in the city. Then it finds out the top 3 rankings Google Business Profile, which are your competitor for that keyword. It scrapes what is the primary category that they rank for, what are the secondary categories that they have listed into their Google Business Profile. So there's no guessing now. It will extract all of that data, and then it will tell you exactly what primary category you need to have, what secondary categories you need to have, and it can actually go to the point of actually changing the categories on your Google Business Profile. So you can give it the next prompt as a follow-up prompt to say, okay, now go to my Google Business Profile, and obviously you need to be logged into the same Google account where you have access to your Google Business Profiles backend, and you can just tell Claude that, okay, go to my Google Business Profile, change my primary category to what you suggested now, and add all of these relevant secondary categories to that account. And all of this can be done within 10 minutes by Claude. Just this alone would have taken an experienced SEO maybe 2-3 hours to do all of this manually, extracting all of the top ranking Google Business Profiles, their primary categories, their secondary categories, and then coming up with, okay, this should be our primary categories. All of this can be done by Claude within seconds. Then the next is GBP attributes. This prompt here, it is a great prompt. It will find out all of the things that are missing from your Google Business Profile, but these are the attributes your competitors have. Things like, is it wheelchair accessible, is it veteran owned, all of that, 24/7 availability. Now you have to keep in mind that all of these may not be relevant to you. You may not be a veteran owned, or you may not be wheelchair accessible, but at least it will show you everything that your competitor has that is missing from yours, and then you can go ahead and add all of the ones that are relevant to you. In fact, you can again, like I said, you can ask Claude to go and do it for you as well. So it will go ahead and do that, all of that stuff. It will add all of that, those attributes right then and there for you. But yes, you do not necessarily need to add all of the attributes if that is not relevant to you. So don't just mindlessly go and add everything just because your competitors have it. But yes, and in fact, when you provide all of the context, like I said here, everything that it needs to know, it will automatically suggest you as well whatever things that you need to add it to your Google Business Profile attribute. The next thing is competitor review tear down. As the name suggests, this prompt, basically what it will do is it will open up all of the top ranking Google Business Profile, and you can even give Google Business Profiles of your top competitors. It will do a competitor review tear down. So what the things that it will find is total review count, average rating, how many reviews in the last 30, 60 and 90 days, which is review velocity. So we know review velocity is such an important ranking factor. But the problem is, even though we know that, we don't necessarily know what exactly is the review velocity of our competitors. We guess around that they may be getting like 5 or 6 reviews a week or a month. But this exercise, and again, you do not need to do anything manually. You just need to input a prompt in Claude Cowork and it will very quickly just do all of that exercise for you, and then it will come back to you with a clear, precise number that okay, in order for you to dominate in your space, you also need to come up with 5 or 10 reviews a month. So now you have a clear and precise number every week that you have to target. If you're chasing 5 reviews a week, you know for a fact that we are going after 5 reviews a week, and that is what we need to come up with. That is if you want to win in this niche as a team, we need to go out and collect 5 reviews every week. So this is something Claude Cowork comes up with, and it will just tell you that okay, this is where we are, and this is, and it also does the maths so that okay, if I'm collecting maybe 5 or 10 reviews a week, how long it will take for me to catch up with the other competitors that I have. There are a lot of prompts on the Google business profile side of things. Let me also show you a few of the prompts that are on the website side of things so that you have some of the understanding there as well. So keyword gap audit. So you know that your competitors website is ranking for a lot of high quality keywords and yours is not, but what are those keywords that they are ranking for that we are not ranking for? That is where this prompt would help you identify that. You can do a full-on keyword gap audit, something you'd have to pay agencies a lot for to do this keyword gap audit for you. And like I said, you have to give it an access to a third-party tool to get the most accurate and reliable data. We are telling Claude Cowork to open Chrome and log into my Semrush account. You can give it the login data, or you can simply log it into Chrome directly. So when it opens semrush.com, it directly goes to your dashboard. And if we are giving them the top 3 competitors, so we know that competitor 1, 2 and 3, these are the ones that are doing fairly well with SEO. What we are just going to do is giving them the URLs of these competitors, and look at how well we have crafted this prompt. Is it is going to filter results to show only keywords where competitor ranks in position 1 to 20, but we don't rank at all, and export that list. So we have to also understand, we don't want to export the list where we are also ranking and the competitor is also ranking. That's not keyword gap. Keyword gap is something where the competition is ranking but we are not ranking. That is what we have filtered out with this particular prompt. We are telling Claude Cowork is to see what they are ranking for and we are not ranking for, and give me all of that list. And even for that, we have to look at what the competition is ranking in top 20 for. We don't want to be looking at for a keyword where the competition is ranking at the 8th page. It does not really matter for us. You can even go as to look at okay, what are the keywords in which the competition is just ranking in top 3 or top 5. That will give you even more accurate data where you know for a fact, if I rank for these keywords, we will also make more money because the competition is ranking. And one more thing that we have done is we wanted to avoid a lot of informative keywords to be filtered out in that. Within the prompt itself, I've added the filter that adds more local keywords with filters like near me, emergency, best and local and all of that. So Claude Cowork would give you more terms that have money intent and local intent associated with it. What that does is you are not only getting output of informational keyword which is just there for inflating the traffic numbers, but it's not getting you a lot of keywords that is actually going to make you money. So these are some of the prompts. I'll give you all of the list. If you don't want to take the hassle of actually doing all of this yourself and going through all of, because it's going to take you some time to actually do it. If you want results like this, just book a call with us at alventramarketing.com. The link is in the description and we'll get you results like the ones that I have shown you before, and without any hassles and everything. But I've already shared everything that you need in order to be a success. If you have any questions, drop in the comments below. Anyway, if you got some value from this one, hit the like button. It really helps the channel grow. Drop a comment below with any of your questions. I read each comment and try and reply to each one of your questions with a very detailed answer. So make sure you drop your questions in the comments below. And subscribe if you want more AI and SEO related content every week. By the way, we took one business from 0 to $1.7 billion in revenue just through SEO in 11 months. If you want results like that for your business, link to book a call with us at Alventra Marketing is in the description. See you in the next one. This is the exact Claude Cowork SEO workflow I used to rank #1 on Google. Comment prompt below and I'll send you all of those prompts for free. Now let's get into the video. So Claude Cowork is basically an AI from Anthropic. So this is more just like ChatGPT, but the difference with Claude Cowork is it can actually go and execute things. It can use your Chrome browser to do things for you. So how we are going to use it for SEO is, first thing that we are going to do is we are going to do the whole whole business context to Claude cowork, and for that we are going to use this particular prompt. So you can see here, load all of the business context to it, and you'll get all of these prompts by the way, so don't worry about it. This is the prompt that we are going to use. We are going to tell Claude that here is everything you need to know about my business, and it includes what is the team size, the services that we offer, what is the primary service that we do, all of the secondary services, service areas. So this is where you have to be very thorough. Once you load all of this information to Claude, what that does is now it becomes a personalized SEO expert for you. So instead of becoming a general SEO expert that is just giving random SEO advice to you based on what it knows, once you load all of these things into it, including your SEO goals, and even to the point you can use your Google Search Console or your Google Business Profile, or if you have access to a SEO software like Ahrefs, Semrush, you can tell that these are the keywords I currently rank for, and or at the current standings, how many Google reviews you have, star ratings. So I know this is a very long and detailed prompt. This will probably take you maybe 10-15 minutes to fill all of the information in this, but this will act as a brain for Claude, and it will have all of the information that it needs, how many GBP monthly views you get, impressions, calls, all of that. Then something like, what is the biggest SEO problem right now for you? So you could mention, okay, I do not have maybe the current rankings, or I do not get calls, or even things like I rank but I do not get click-throughs to the website, or I get website visitor but it's mostly blogs, all of that. Then some of the competitors, their GBP URL, their website, and also just from a guess, you do not need to be an SEO expert for this. You just mention, why do you think they're beating you? If you know, maybe you can just take a guess as well. Similarly, mention what are the things that you have already tried. So you can mention, okay, I've tried this, I've tried 100 different YouTube videos, and I've done a few different things, what have worked, what didn't. Now with this, Claude knows exactly what problems you're facing, what all you have tried, what are the things that you have already done, what your competitors are, and why they are outranking you. And then based on that, we are also asking it that when you give me a recommendation, tell me the impact level and how long it will take to see a result. So generally what happens is it will give you a result, it will give you a recommendation, but it will be like a very long-term recommendation, like produce good quality content. Now this is a good SEO practice, but it is not something which is very actionable right now, in the sense, okay, yes, I'll create good quality content, but which content? Are you talking about service area pages? Are you talking about what? So this also keeps Claude accountable, and it knows, okay, I need to give only the information that will make sense for that business. So GBP category audit. This is what helps the most in getting the quickest ROI from SEO and quickest ranking gains. So what we have done is, we'll tell Claude is open Chrome and go to Google Maps and search for service in my city. So let's say you are a roofer in Austin. So here you'll replace this section with search roofer in Austin. And for these 3 keywords, for each search, note which of my competitors show up in the map pack. So it will make a list of top 3 businesses ranking in the map pack, and then open each competitor's GBP listing and extract their primary category and all secondary categories. So we know how important the primary categories and secondary categories in a Google business profile is. Yet we see so many businesses making the mistake of having the wrong primary category and secondary categories. So first thing what we do as experienced SEOs, when we audit a website, we look at if they have the right primary categories, do their competitors have different primary categories, and if they have the different primary categories, what we'll do is we use Claude to do an audit on their competitors to find out what are the top primary category, which is the main primary category their top 3 ranking competitors are using, and then we use the same primary category on ours. And in the same way, we use this one as well. As for all of the secondary categories, it will create a list of the top 3-4 ranking competitors, what are all of the secondary categories they are using, and it will give you a list of all of them. And then it will actually give all of the list in a prioritized order as well. So this kind of just takes away everything, all of the guessing from you. So right now what happens is, as a business owner, you do not know, okay, what primary category should I put in. So you just take a random guess based on your service that, okay, this looks closest to what service I provide, so this may be it. Now this just takes away all of that guesswork. cowork, you get exactly the primary category to select, exactly the secondary categories to select, and it will give you the ones that are initially non-negotiable. So even if you have less time for that matter, you start with the ones that will actually make the most impact. You will start with the one that will give you the most ROI and all of that. So yes, to rank the fastest within 24 hours, this is the first change that we'll make. By the way, all of these things that I'm sharing, we execute all of this for our clients at Alventra Marketing. And for example, you can see this client has gotten 72% increase in calls year over year for the month of December. So if you're looking for results like that, head over to alventramarketing.com. The link would be in the description. Book your free consultation call with us, and we'll audit everything for you. We'll execute everything for you, and we'll help you get results like this. But let's go back to the video. Second, GBP attributes audit. So the next thing that we see is what are the other Google Business Profile attributes that the other businesses has, things like 24/7 availability and all of the other things. So what it will do is it will go and look at what are the other attributes the other businesses have, and based on that it will create a list of what is missing from our Google Business Profile. So what it is going to do is it will open Chrome and it will go to the Google Business Profile. It will again extract all of those competitors and their listing, extract every visible attribute tag like veteran owned, free estimates, all of those things. And this is how, and this will tell you if anything that is relevant to you, it will show up and it will give you all of the list of it. It will highlight every attribute my competitors have that I'm missing, attribute all top competitors have, and then from there for each missing attribute tell me likely ranking impact and all of that. So this will give you a full list, and any ones that are relevant to you, you can simply add all of them to your list. Next thing that you can use Claude Cowork for, and which will give you a quick ranking boost, is doing a competitor review tear down. So most of the business owners, they know that we need to collect more reviews. In general, we all know that okay, we need to collect more and more reviews for our Google Business Profile, but how many more? What is the gap between us and our nearest competitor? This Claude Cowork prompt just does all of that exercise for you. It will go and open Chrome and go to the following competitor Google Business Profile listing. So you'll have to give the Google Business Profile listing of your top 3-4 competitor. It will do the exercise of total review count, average star rating, how many reviews they have gotten in the last 30 days, last 60 days, and last 90 days. So this is the review velocity that they have. Review velocity is an equally important ranking factor as total number of reviews. So if they have if they've gotten reviews such as 10 reviews in the last 30 days, then that tells you also need to get a review velocity of 10 reviews in the next 30 days, and so on. So it's not always about the total number of reviews, it's also about how many active reviews they are getting in the last 30, 60 and 90 days. Similarly, in their reviews, what services are being mentioned. So sometimes as business owners, we forget to get reviews where the services are mentioned in the review. So this does like a full-on audit of what exactly is mentioned in the reviews. Are there services mentioned? Are there neighborhoods or cities mentioned? Is staff name also mentioned in the review? Are there any recurring complaints or negative things in the themes of the review? So if there's a recurring theme in negative of the one of the businesses, that could be something that you explain as one of the positive of yours. So what that does is whenever a customer calls you, and that becomes your USP, that the other businesses, if you call them, this is the problem that you'll face with them, you can check out their review, but this is something that we do differently, and that is why we are better than them. Similarly, this particular prompt you can use as review response strategy, and you can open Chrome, and again it will go to all of the Google Business Profiles that you give it the list to it, total reviews versus who they have responded to, average response time, how much time also they take to respond to reviews. So this will also give you the exact time of how much time your competitors are taking to respond to a review and how much time you should be taking. So if they're taking 3 days to reply to a review, your average time duration should be 2 days to reply to a review, and that is how you are able to beat their time. All of these micro signals, I know these are micro signals, but all of these really help you establish yourself as the better opportunity in Google eyes, as the better placed business, and you beat them in the Google Business Profile rankings. You do much better than them, you get better calls, and you do much better just overall in terms of rankings. So all of these prompts would help you a lot. If you do not want to do this yourself, like I said, head over to alventramarketing.com and we'll be able to take care of all of this for you. and all of these prompts, just comment prompts and you'll be able to get access to all of these prompts. You can go here at Alventra Marketing, click on get started button and book a call with us. Anyway, if you got some value from this one, hit the like button. It really helps the channel grow. Drop a comment below with any of your questions. I read each comment and try and reply to each one of your questions with a very detailed answer. So make sure you drop your questions in the comments below, and subscribe if you want more AI and SEO related content every week. By the way, we took one business from zero to $1.7 billion in revenue just through SEO in 11 months. If you want results like that for your business, link to book a call with us at Alventra Marketing is in the description. See you in the next one. Claude Cowork just changed the game for local businesses, and you have no idea what you're missing. This thing is like having a full-time marketing person in-house working 24/7 on your SEO, and it actually does all the tedious work that gets your Google business profile ranked. And while your competitors are dropping 5 grand a month on SEO agencies, you get the same work for free from Claude Cowork. In the next few minutes, I'll just show you how you can use Claude Cowork and just dominate your whole market. Let's go. For any local business, most of their leads, almost 70-80% of it comes from their Google business profile. And this is where we will be using Claude Cowork to make sure we rank really high for our Google business profile. So for today's example, let's say we are a plumber who's based in New York. So I have wrote a very detailed prompt on how we are going to use Claude Cowork. So I just want you to run through the prompt first, and then we'll give this task to Claude Cowork to make sure and see what kind of output does it give. So we start with setting the context really right, that yeah, you are a local SEO analyst who's very senior, who has good experience. And then what I have done is I've given it some steps. So it has to open Chrome and go to Google Maps, and then it will search exactly for plumbers New York. And what it is basically doing is it will identify the top organically ranking Google business profile, no ads, not sponsored, anything, and then to label them as top 5 competitors. And now this is where, I mean, just doing all of this task, the steps that I've listed, would take you multiple hours for one SEO person to do that and actually come up with all of that data. Claude Cowork just bypasses all of that. So for each competitor, we wanted to collect a lot of data, and I'll tell you exactly what are all of those. So first, all of the business identity signals. What is their business name? Does it contains the exact match keyword or any keyword for that matter? What primary category it has, secondary categories, all of that. Then what is the listed address? Service areas are listed or not? Is it a physical location? Is it a service area business? Then it again just goes into all of their reviews authority, as in how many total number of reviews they have, what is their average rating, their review velocity in fact as well. So for example, how many recent reviews in the last 30 days they have gotten, an exact number of it, and does any repeated service keyword inside reviews. So this is very important. What it is doing, this prompt is doing, is making Claude Cowork think exactly like a very senior SEO. So it's not just going out there and getting random data for you, it's getting very, very specific data, and as specific as whether the reviews even mention service keywords, because we all know if a review mentions service keyword or location in that review, it has more value, more weightage in Google's eyes than just a good work done kind of review. So we are also getting all of that data. Then what business description, present or no, or if it was present, what it was, what sort of length it has, does it includes keywords. So everything that an SEO would instantly notice, that is what this prompt makes Claude Cowork notice. Then it moves to media and freshness signals, which is, it looks as how many photos they have, what kind of photos they have, is it branded graphics, or is it actual job photos, is it stock looking images, are videos present or no, engagement features, all of that, whether are they posting Google post, what was their last post date, what kind of post they are posting. And mind you, this exact step would be done across 5 of your top competitors. So you're getting the topmost SEO audit done on your Google business profile of your competitors basically, and pretty much for free, very quickly too. Otherwise, just getting the same data for an SEO agency or an SEO consultant could actually take days, because it's so detailed about everything. Then all of the trust and authority signals, like whether the website was linked, is the website, what type of website it is, and all of that. So till this point, it has just collected all of that data, stored all of that, and it has analyzed all of that data. So very detailed till this point. But what makes this Claude cowork just amazing is now it will also recognize patterns for you. So what it will do is it will see, okay, what patterns are common among the top 3 ranking results. So do they have a common category, do they have a specific review count range, a photo frequency, a keyword uses in name and descriptions. Then it will also decide on what are some clear outliers. So okay, which outliers are just ranking there, who should not be ranking but they're still ranking. So that means, okay, Google is allowing them to rank. Then what ranking factors actually dominate this keyword the most? Is it proximity only, or is it more about reviews, category relevance, keyword uses? So if you see it from that angle, it is just taking out all of the guesswork. You just give it the keyword that you want to rank for. It goes and does such a detailed audit for us. And then we have also given it a very detailed and output format, that it must be in a data table. The pattern summary should be bullet points. Ranking factor hypothesis should be ranked 1 to 5 by importance. So this is such a very detailed prompt that I have. If you want that prompt, make sure you comment prompt in the video below, and I'll make sure to link it. Now I have already given this prompt to Claude cowork to save some time and let it do all of the tasks. It did all of the tasks in about 10 minutes. So it was very fast in that sense today. So you can see it has gone step by step. So the first step was it has opened the tab with Google Maps. It has searched for plumbers New York. Then it went saw which sites are, which Google business profiles in fact are ranking. It has gathered all of those. Now it actually skipped the sponsored listing, so it has come up with the top 5 organic competitors here for you. It basically went to gather all the detailed information we asked it to. So from here it has gathered for this particular business, which is RR Plumbing, Roto-Rooter, these many number of reviews they have, their address, their categories that are visible, all of that. Similarly, it has now done it for all of those businesses, and now it has presented us the final report here. So you can see these are the top 5 businesses that are ranking, and all of them have plumber as their primary category. So if you are trying to rank for plumbers New York, you know very well that in order to rank your category there, it must be plumber, your primary category. Now this may seem very obvious because it's plumber, but when you go into HVAC or when you go into different niches where as a business owner you are not 100% sure of what exactly should my primary category be, and you make that mistake of selecting a different category than the other ranking competitors, you're basically destined to fail right from the start. And this is something that this can stop happening right at the start. Now the second thing, we had asked it to come up with a competitor data table. So you can see it has put in everything. They all have keyword in their name. So this is again is a very important ranking factor, that you see all the top 5 Google business profiles ranking do have a keyword in their name. And you can also see which keywords they've used: plumbing, NYC, NYC plumbing, Manhattan, plumbing, NYC, and again their primary categories are there. Now the next thing we have also asked is list down all of their address, their city, how, and their hours also. So you can see one more pattern here, that the out of the top 5, 1, 2, 3, 4 are open 24 hours. So you have to understand this very well, that if you want to rank in the top 5, you also need to be marked open 24 hours. Otherwise Google would just not prefer you, because these businesses are open 24/7. That means they are also doing the emergency kind of jobs as well. And more than anything, if you're keeping yourself open 24 hours and you can maybe hire an AI voice calling agent or something, or things on those lines, to just answer that call and you can get back to them. So okay, and now it has done the same job here, review authority and everything, and you can see total reviews are these many. So the first one has significantly more reviews than the others. This is something we can very clearly see. So this would be the outlier. So you do not necessarily need to aim for like 1600 reviews. What we'll be doing is maybe take an average of these, and this will give you a good starting point. Obviously you cannot reach 1600 reviews overnight, right? And it has also observed that their reviews mention these keywords like job, drain, tech, water heater, faucet, price, apartment. So their reviews, they are using or asking their customers to very diligently use keywords within their review. So review velocity, and it has taken an estimate as well. The number one is very active and has a review from a week ago, and the owner has responded as well. The second one is moderately active. It has reviews from actually 9-10 months ago. Similarly, other ones have reviews from a week ago, and the fourth one has review from 1-2 year ago as well. Next thing it's looking at is profile completeness and activity. So like I said, this has so much data, and it's also in a very understandable format, and we'll actually ask it to extract really we have also asked it to actually compress it in a very insightable way, so we can actually make use of that data. So for profile completeness, we can see they all have everything almost but they have, some of them do not even have services filled very clearly. So this is that. The next section is media and freshness signals. So we can see, okay, how frequently are they uploading images, what kind of images they are. So again, everything is very well researched here. How many photos, so it has mentioned like multiple photos. I'm sure it was not able to count exactly the number of photos, but I think if we prompt it even more that, okay, now go and just count all of the photos they have, it will just do it for you. And latest update upload was for this one 9 days ago. The other ones it was not able to actually get the data very well. Then engagement features we have seen asking is, okay, how actively they are doing Google post, and out of 5, 3 are very active, the other 2 not so much. So some of them have even last post just 1 hour ago, which is okay, nice. So they're very active there. Now trust and authority signals, what extra things they have in their Google business profile. So for example, these guys Roto-Rooter, they have mentioned LGBTQ plus friendly. The other 2 have nothing, but the fourth one also has LGBTQ plus friendly. Now these are some of the things that just by looking through naked eyes you may not be able to catch it very well, but when an AI does it, it scans and extracts very small things as well. So if I was a plumber, and I would definitely mark it as LGBTQ plus friendly, so that I just take that slight advantage from number 2, 3 and 5. That is how I would go about it. So now it is going to recognize some patterns, and it is going to tell you, okay, what patterns it has seen. So and these are some things that we also saw when we were going through this, that all use plumber as primary category, and the number one has the most extensive secondary category coverage. Okay, so this is a great insight that you need to have plumber as your primary category. And the top ranking Google business profile has 8+ categories. So what I do is that if I do exactly the same services as them, I just go ahead and use plumber as my primary categories, and all of the secondary category coverage that the number one rankings Google business profile has, I'll just go ahead and replicate those on mine as well. Now for review count, it is saying there's a wide variance. So yeah, some had just 44 reviews and some had almost 1600 reviews. So, and one important thing is the number 3 one ranks there with only 134 reviews, but it has a perfect 5-star rating. So this is what you are up against, that there is a business which is ranking number 3 and it has 5-star rating throughout. In photo frequency, they all have multiple photos, but the number one ranking Google business profile, which is Roto-Rooter, they very clearly show brand presence through their vehicle's photo. So this is again a great point of view, that the photos that you upload on your Google business profile, get your team together, get all of your trucks together and take a really nice picture and use them on your Google business profile. Now in terms of keyword usage, 100% have keywords in their business name, which we discussed. So plumbing, NYC, Manhattan, 24/7, these are good keywords to add to your name. Now if you already have a business name registered and does not have these, then it will become really challenging for you to rank. So maybe consider rebranding, or at least doing like a DBA, which is doing business as, and use that. Now a few clear outliers that Claude cowork was able to find was plumbing NYC is ranking there, but only 44 reviews. So that is something to keep in mind, that it's not always just the total number of reviews in this niche, because logically if you see AE and NYC plumbing has 134 reviews, but it should be ranking number 2 mostly, right? But that is not the case here. So a business with less number of reviews is outranking one with more number of reviews. but this one also has a perfect 5-star rating. So these are some outliers that Claude cowork was able to tell here. And one thing that we asked it is who ranks despite the weaker signal. So basically these would be the competitors we would be up against very quickly. So we'll go after them first. And it shows plumbing NYC ranks number 2 with apartment address, minimum visible secondary categories, and lower review count. So you can see they just have like an apartment address, and they do not even have a lot of secondary categories, and even the review counts is what's about 44, like it said. This suggests location proximity to search centroid may be dominant. This is a great insight that yes, we all know proximity is a great ranking factor, but how great of a ranking factor you can see for yourself here, right? That a business with less number of reviews, does not even have the best SEO for that matter, is still able to rank number 2. So now it has done a final ranking factor hypothesis here. So you can see the top factor according to it is review authority, which is count and rating. So the one dominating the niche has about 1600 reviews, and the other ones have a lot lesser. Proximity to search centroid is also a very, very important ranking factor in this niche in particular. Then keyword relevance in name, category relevance is also very, very important, that they all have plumber as their category. And activity freshness is also important. Like you can see 1, 2, and 4 have recent Google posts within hours. Also is like saying owner response to review visible on top performers. Photo recency is 9 days for number 1. So these are great insights. I mean, if I were to put together this SEO report, I'd probably charge a few $1,000 for you to come up with this report, which you can just get with Claude cowork for free. Now after this point it stopped and it awaited the next instruction. So now I'll show you what is the next instruction that I gave him. So in this document you can see step 1 is where you have to just copy everything and put it into Claude cowork, let it do its thing. So you just change the keyword here and basically everything else remains as it is. Then you go to step 2, and now I'm asking it, you have completed the competitor analysis for plumbers New York, which was our keyword, and now do the following without giving generic advice. Now I'm going to use the intelligence that Claude cowork has, and that is why we are instructing don't give generic advice. I've asked it to give us top 7 ranking levers in this niche, because and this has to come up with only by observing the competitors and not like generic things that most ChatGPT, Claude, or even Gemini would just say. So this is about, okay, look at the competitors, all of the data that you have put together, and then give me the top 7 ranking levers, because this is what I'd be using to rank. Then I've also rank them by impact or map ranking. So give that top 7 ones in priority order to me, and for each lever cite which competitor demonstrate it and how. Okay, now this is a brilliant point that we have added, is for each ranking factor what it's going to do is also cite, okay, this competitor has done it really well. So you can basically just go out and copy what they have done, the format that they have done, and just maybe do one better than them. And now it will give all the output in a tabular format. So let's see how it has done. I've given this exact prompt. Now finally come up with this in a very nice table. So it's saying review volume at scale. RR Plumbing has 1600 reviews, which is 28 times more than the number 2. So this gives you a quick insight that yes, in the long run you need to get as many reviews as possible if you want to dominate the space. If you want to dethrone RR Plumbing, you also need to be getting as many reviews as you can. One more thing, it is saying that despite number 3 has more ratings, it still ranks below Plumbing NYC, which has fewer reviews but comparable ratings. The gap between number 1 and everyone else correlates directly with ranking position. So and now it is also showing you why it matters for this keyword instantly. So again, I won't be reading everything through the line, but yes, what it's basically saying that number of reviews in a city like New York is a very, very important ranking factor, because it has a lot of weightage in this particular niche. Now if you're doing this same activity for maybe plumber and a smaller town or a smaller location somewhere else in the US, you may just get a completely different ranking lever, and review count may not be as important as a ranking factor in that market. So this is where Claude cowork comes in and just does it magic, is you can basically then find out exactly in your space what are the top ranking factors. So far, what I mean, generally you have to rely on what us SEOs say, right? That okay, reviews is a great ranking factor, but when you see it actually in your space, you become a lot more determined to go and get those reviews as much as they can. And then keywords in the business name is also a huge ranking factor according in this market, according to Claude cowork. Similarly, this is again a great thing, is 24/7 availability signal is also very, very important. You can see Claude cowork is saying plumbing is an emergency driven service. Google appears to favor businesses signaling immediate availability. Now, if you were not using Claude cowork, you may have just thought, oh, I cannot be available 24/7, right? So neither can any business for that matter. So then you should look into, okay, how are the other businesses routing their calls? Are they using an AI voice agent, or are they outsourcing it from somewhere in Philippines, and do exactly the same thing as they are doing? Because for you to rank in this particular market, it has to be available 24/7, and it actually do not necessarily need to be available 24/7, but it should appear you are available 24/7, and mostly it's about answering the calls. That is what it is mostly about. Similarly, next thing, it is saying that the Manhattan core proximity is also a very huge ranking factor for Plumbers New York. So if you can get an office or physical location nearby Manhattan, so then you'll rank for more. So similarly, it will just give you all of the data, and it's such great analysis that it would be very tough for a human to actually even do such great analysis on each thing that is working in that space. So just go ahead and use all of these prompts for your Google business profile. Look at what you are doing right, what your competitors are doing right and better than you, and it will just give you each thing step by step. If you have to just add one last thing, is what I do is then I'll give it my Google business profile, and I'll ask it to compare everything that it has just found out with what I'm doing, and tell me exactly like the next 5 steps I need to do to improve on those parameters, and I'll just go ahead and do the same thing. And I'm very sure it very quickly your Google business profile ranking will start moving up, and you'll be in top 3 in no time. So that pretty much sums up the video of how me as a senior SEO with having 14 plus years of local SEO experience would use Claude cowork to outrank any competitors that my business may have, especially on the Google business profile front. Also, my name is Sarvesh. I'm a TEDx speaker, and I'm the founder of alventramarketing.com. If you're looking for any help with SEO and want to dominate your market, like we did for this auto garage shop that went from $0 to $2.8 million in revenue in just 11 months, primarily through SEO, no ads. If you want similar results for your business, make sure to check out alventramarketing.com and book a call there. Make sure to subscribe, hit the like button, and drop in comments if you want all of the prompts that I've discussed in the video. See you in the next one. So that pretty much sums up the video of how me as a senior SEO with having 14 plus local SEO experience would use Claude cowork to outrank any competitors that my business may have, especially on the Google business profile front. Also, my name is Sarvesh. I'm a TEDx speaker, and I'm the founder of alventramarketing.com. If you're looking for any help with SEO and want to dominate your market, like we did for this auto garage shop that went from $0 to $2.8 million in revenue in just 11 months, primarily through SEO, no ads. If you want similar results for your business, make sure to check out alventramarketing.com and book a call there. If you like this video, make sure to subscribe, hit the like button, and drop in comments if you want all of the prompts that I've discussed in the video. See you in the next one.